Inception ending explained. Is Cobb still dreaming? The Inception ending sees Cobb pulling out his totem after returning home to his kids, yet cuts to black before it's confirmed whether the top stopped spinning. One of the most iconic movie endings of all time, the final scene of Inception confirmed director Christopher Nolan's unique approach to blockbuster storytelling. Cobb and his team succeed at performing an Inception at Robert Fisher, but not without sacrifices. Both Sato and Cobb are initially sent to Limbo, with the former arriving there first and growing old due to the time difference. Still, Sato remembers his promise to Cobb when they reunite. The final minutes of the movie see Cobb and the rest of the Inception cast waking up at the airplane with an uplifting Hans Zimmer track playing in the background. Fisher does not even suspect what was done to him, and Sato picks up the phone to honor his agreement with Cobb. After a few moments of tension, Cobb gets through immigration and finally returns to the United States. As soon as he arrives home, Cobb pulls out his totem. However, once he hears his children's voices, Cobb doesn't care whether the top stops spinning and goes straight to them. Is Cobb still dreaming at the end of Inception? In Inception's ending, Cobb's wife Mal interferes with the final attempt to convince the target, Fisher, to dissolve his father's empire to the benefit of their employer, Sato. She shoots Fisher, prompting the architect, Ariadne, to take them down into Limbo to rescue Fisher's damned consciousness. That in turn leads Cobb to confront Mal to overcome his trauma from her death while Fisher is revived, before DiCaprio's hero then retrieves Sato, who is lost in Limbo himself. The mission is a success, and everyone seemingly returns to reality. Cobb meets his father-in-law, Miles, at baggage claim, now free to enter the USA thanks to Sato's influence. When they arrive home, Cobb can finally see the faces of his children, but before going to reconnect with them, he spins the spinning top totem established as his clue to whether he's dreaming. Instead of watching whether it falls, Cobb goes outside to see his children, and the top remains spinning as the camera cuts to black. Inception doesn't reveal whether the top stops spinning, leaving the movie with an open ending. Inception star Michael Caine revealed something of a behind-the-scenes trick to interpreting Inception's ending. In an old interview with Esquire, Caine, who plays Cobb's mentor and father-in-law, revealed what Nolan told him when he struggled to understand Inception's script. When I got the script of Inception, I was a bit puzzled by it, and I said to Chris, I don't understand where the dream is. I said, when is it the dream and when is it reality? He said, well, when you're in the scene, it's reality. So get that, if I'm in it, it's reality. If I'm not in it, it's a dream. Crucially, Caine's professor Stephen Miles is in Inception's final scene. That would suggest, at least by the rules Nolan established with Caine, that Inception's ending is set in reality and Cobb is not dreaming. However, Nolan's note to Caine may not exactly apply to the end of the movie, whose true meaning goes beyond whether or not Cobb was dreaming. Every clue to whether Cobb is still dreaming in Inception's ending. After the scene that sees Cobb and Sato wake up from Limbo, Nolan very purposefully shifts Inception into an ambiguous state that leaves it open to the viewer's perception and interpretation of that perception. Two big themes of the movie, coincidentally enough. Arguably, Inception's ending is a conscious visual limbo designed to trap the viewer. From the moment Cobb and Sato wake, there is no more dialogue between the characters and few shots or images that would concretely explain or prove one interpretation. If Cobb is still dreaming, that could mean his entire team and family are all projections. However, if the job has really been completed, everyone is back in reality and everything is happily ever after. There are problems with both outcomes, which is why Inception's ending can be so tricky to decipher. For example, it's interesting to ponder whether Sato was truly powerful enough to make one phone call and end Cobb's problems, or if that was just Cobb in Limbo projecting his subconscious wish to go home. The fact that Cobb uses Mal's totem could mean it doesn't work as a totem, and therefore he never knows if he's in reality. Another interesting question is whether Mal's father arranged to meet Cobb at the airport, or if he was there because Cobb was projecting what returning home would look like. At this point, there is a phone on the plane, so Cobb could have easily arranged for pickup. This was also an intricate plan they were hatching, so Cobb likely wouldn't have overlooked a detail like this. In early dream scenes, Cobb is wearing a wedding ring that doesn't appear,